If you're in the business of self-publishing, I know that you're going to want to succeed at higher levels than what you are right now. So it's important that you become a student of the game, that you study from the people that have blazed the trail before you. So naturally speaking, I thought we'd just go ahead and curate the best of the best, the cream of the crop, the top 10 best books to read about self-publishing. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up? It's Dale here, and I just want to give you a heads up. Notice that today's video is sponsored by Archangel Inc. We're going to be talking about them here shortly. Also, some of the books that I'm going to mention, there's going to be links to them down in the description below. And anytime that you click one of those links, it greatly helps support this channel through an affiliate program on Amazon. Number 10, Let's Get Digital by David Gaughran. David's an interesting fella, actually. He, when he's not writing books, he actually spends quite a bit of time on his website where he is the type of person that shines a spotlight on scammers and ne'er-do-wells in our business. And he's kind of like your big brother. He's looking out for your best interests and your best needs. And unless, of course, you're a scammer, in that instance, he's probably going to throw you under the bus. But this book has nothing to do with that. Actually, Let's Get Digital is a refreshing look into the world of self-publishing and really starting to build out your brand. And one of my favorite parts of this book is the fact that it is 100% free. Fair warning though, David does have a small backlist of books in this series, and this is the first in the series, so chances are very likely you're going to want to end up reading the rest of them. In fact, he actually just released a book called Amazon Decoded. It's on my TBR list. I'm sure I will eventually get to reading it. Number 9, Guerrilla Publishing by Derek Murphy. Don't be thrown off by Derek Murphy here. He looks like the mad professor, the mad scientist, but he's a deeply analytical man that really, I tell you, he has a refreshing insight into the world of self-publishing, and he also is not afraid to share some of his mistakes and missteps over on his YouTube channel. So naturally, I had to take a look at his publication called Guerrilla Publishing. And guerrilla, not like the ape gorilla, but guerrilla as in like the militant type person doing it themselves. And that really resonates a lot to me because I'm all about do-it-yourself type publishing. And at about $5, Guerrilla Publishing is a fantastic read, something that you're going to want to take a couple passes through. Derek is a fantastic novelist, and it definitely reflects in this particular book. Number 8, Secrets of the Six-Figure Author by Tom Corson Knowles. So Tom actually is a former guest here at the channel, and I'm still a legitimate fanboy of Tom's work. He is essentially one of the pioneers of the modern day self-publishing model, and he was one of the YouTubers I looked up to when I broke into this business of video content creation, and even prior to that into the world of self-publishing. And now Tom actually runs a company called TCK Publishing, and it's a small publishing house, and he actually works with other indie authors and distributing their work. He's doing a lot of fantastic things. And even so, if you're not signed to his publishing company, you can go to his free resources on tckpublishing.com. But Secrets of the Six-Figure Author is a really good read. It still holds up to this day, gives some very sensible and practical advice that you can still follow. Highly recommend it. And for the price at about $3, you know, it's definitely affordable. And if you've got Kindle Unlimited, well, you can essentially borrow that through your Kindle reading device. Number 7, Successful Self-Publishing by Joanna Penn. Now, Joanna Penn is an author. She's a voiceover narrator. She also is a podcaster. She is an international speaker, and she is just absolutely fantastic in the indie author community and has provided so much for so many people and really never asks for anything in return. And I really like that about Joanna. And in this book right here, I will give you a fair warning. It's a great gateway drug into her deep backlist of books about self-publishing. You know, but the nice thing is, it's much like David's book in that it's free. You only have to invest a little bit of time to sit down and read it. And Joanna's perspective is very refreshing. And even when you listen to her in her podcasts, you can sense her enthusiasm and passion for this business. And Successful Self-Publishing is going to be a great entryway for you to take a look at all of Joanna's other books. Number 6, How to Write a Sizzling Synopsis by Brian Cohen. Brian actually is another former guest here of this channel and one of my favorites. He actually is the co-host of the Sell More Book Show podcast, as well as the founder for Best Page Forward, which is a blurb writing company. They do book descriptions and they have a veritable who's who list of people that they've helped in publishing, stellar book descriptions. And Brian is fantastic. He shines best on this one, and this is probably one of the very few books that I've read a couple of times, because writing a book description takes a lot of time, effort, and energy. In fact, I find sometimes that I'll spend a few hours just trying to craft a very good book description, tweak it a little bit, and I always find myself going back to this book time and again to just review over and figure out, okay, am I doing this just right? Because I always got to think, what would Brian do? And hopefully I'm doing him well. So in any event, Brian's book actually runs for about $4, well worth the investment. Number 5, Become a Successful Indie Author by Craig Martelle. He is the co-host of the 20 Books to 50K group and conference, a prolific author, to put it mildly. And Craig's one of those exceptions to the rule that he's able to just genre hop. I think it's because he's written so many books across so many different genres. I think a lot of his readers and a lot of his fans have come to expect that of him, whether he's doing science fiction fantasy type work, or he's doing the more recent travel book, I think is what he had released. It looks like he's going to be doing a whole series on it, or even for this one here, this is the entryway to the Successful Indie Author series. It's really, really good. I actually found his books very refreshing. I've peeled through most of them, and this is probably one of the ones that I think I'm probably going to go back and read at some point or another because of the strategies that he shares in there. And at about $3, it's a steal, honestly. Give it a shot. Number 4, Six-Figure Author by Chris Fox. Chris Fox is another one of the ones that I started watching over on YouTube some time ago. One of my heroes coming up into the self-publishing business as well as here in the YouTube business. And he continues to push forward and put out quality fiction work as well as nonfiction work through his Write Faster, Write Smarter series. And the Six-Figure Author book is just great insights from a guy that is absolutely crushing it in this industry. Very similar to Craig Martelle, Chris kind of, obviously genre hops. He's able to do his fiction brand, but in the same instance, he's able to kind of spin this plate over here and doing nonfiction. And it doesn't seem to create any kind of dissension between the two readerships, and he's able to crush it, and big kudos to him for sure. And Chris's book actually runs for about $1. You really can't beat that with a stick. Number 3, The Prosperous Writers series by Honore Corder and Brian Meeks. This is a full series, but each of the 3 parts in this series are relatively short. So if you were to just sit down and read one book a day, you'll get it blasted out in a few days. But Honore Corder actually is a prolific author. She's famously known for working with famous author Hal Elrod in the Miracle Morning book series. And Brian Meeks, I've gushed about him time and again, and I do have him as a guest here relatively soon on this channel. He's actually written numerous fiction books, but also he's very famous for writing 2 different books that I really love, which is Mastering Amazon Ads and Mastering Amazon Descriptions. The latter of the 2 is probably one of my favorites, alongside of the How to Write a Sizzling Synopsis by Brian Cohen. But these 3 books are just really good. I found that the back and forth writing of the the co-authors, really kind of played out a good yin and yang. It was so much fun to where you could tell one person wrote one area and then they would purposely hand it off to the other one. Brian's style is so much fun, a little snarky, but endearing. He's very much an affable individual that you can come to love, even as he kind of says some sarcastic and dry humor in his writing. And at about $10, you're getting 3 books. That's a few bucks per book, not bad. It's also enrolled in Kindle Unlimited, so if you're in the Kindle Unlimited program, it essentially is free to read. Number 2, The Indie Writer's Encyclopedia by Michael Oran. Okay, I'm a little biased on this one here. Another YouTuber I've followed for a long time. In fact, it was watching his videos that really inspired me to take the steps forward to becoming a YouTube video content creator. But Michael is, gosh, another guy, super prolific. He's written tons of fiction books, and he's done a lot of nonfiction books. Now, the Indie Writers Encyclopedia is not necessarily something that you're going to want to sit down and read cover to cover necessarily, because there are some things that you're going to need to digest, and there's going to be something. So I want you to kind of think of it more like a dictionary, that if for some reason you get stuck on a particular term and you hear someone throwing out something in a video, you can pick up Michael's book and go thumb through it and go, oh, that's what he's talking about. And Michael laboriously poured a lot of attention and energy into this. And I am super proud of my buddy for really putting out something that is just absolutely amazing, and it should hopefully stand the test of time. And at about $5, it is going to be something so worth having inside your catalog for self-publishing books. Before we do get into the #1 book, I want to, of course, mention our channel sponsors. That's Archangel Inc. Archangel Inc. is the premier done-for-you, full-service self-publishing services provider. Their goal is to make the self-publishing process streamlined and simple for their clients while they handle all the details and the dirty work of production and publishing. From cover design and editing to ebook and paperback typesetting to audiobook production and ghostwriting, Archangel Inc. is designed to make the process as simple and turnkey as possible for authors and businesses to professionalize their written work and focus their energies on their highest value work. To get more details about Archangel Inc., and I recommend take a look at their cover design services. It's fantastic. Go to dalelinks.com/Archangel Inc., and the link is inside the description below. And oddly enough, as we transition over into the #1 book, if this feels just a little bit narcissistic in me actually putting my own book here at the top, but it is the Amazon Keywords for Books. And Archangel Inc. had a huge part in putting together a lot of the typesetting for the print and the ebook and such. And Amazon Keywords for Books, this is a book that's about 4 years in the making. And if you think about all of the time that I've been in this business for 6 years, you're looking at just quite the curation here of content. And you'll see there's a number of reviews that will agree with that over on the Amazon Marketplace. I really wanted to demystify a lot of the whole process of putting keywords into practice on your book, whether it's in the 7 back-end keyword slots or inside your book description, or even just through researching your type of content. We've done all of that inside Amazon Keywords for Books, and this is actually the first book in a 3-part series called the Amazon Self-Publisher. So if you stay tuned to this channel, you'll be able to get more details about the Advanced Reader Copy team when it rolls out for each of those books. And if you want to get that book, you can always visit dalelinks.com/keywordsbook, and you can get your hands on a copy right away. And hey, while we're kind of talking about, best content when it comes to self-publishing, I actually named 10 of the best YouTube channels about self-publishing, and it doesn't include me on this one. Sorry, spoiler alert. And you can actually take a look at that video right here. But hey, YouTube also suggested, if you've already seen that one, you might want to take a look at this one. YouTube suggests good content every now and then, so you may want to look at this one. So I'll see you in either one of these.